Hey, welcome to another edition of Peak Life. I'm Jim Hazel. You know, there's been a lot of institutions and cultural events that have been kind of overturned since the pandemic hit us, and one of those was Shakespeare in the Grove. But the Bard is back and with us to help tell us more about it. 6 feet apart from me is the play's director for a redo of Shakespeare, I guess, or a revamp, so to speak, or a comeback. Let's call it a comeback. Yeah. So what's our play this year, Logan, and thanks for coming.
Our play is Measure for Measure, and it tells the story of Duke Vincentio, who goes undercover, basically. He's an undercover boss, basically, in the city, and to see how, the common people live, and also to sort of test this new deputy he puts in charge.
Okay.
And the new deputy is a little more strict with the rules, and so there's a prisoner who is condemned to die for this rather petty crime of fornication. It was sex before marriage, which was...
Oh my.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which was punishable by death. No,
yeah.
And also Vienna at this time is very much kind of a sin city. Like, they're very loose with the laws, like they're not enforced, but
right.
Angelo, the new deputy, is enforcing them.
Well, on that note, it's a different concept this year because of the pandemic, or not. I mean, it's not outside, I know that, and it's a word on the street, it's a radio play, and some of our audience may not really know what exactly that means, so tell us about that.
Yeah, well, it's pretty hard to do live theater when you can't have a live audience.
Aha!
So, our workaround was to do it in a way that would be safe for the actors and the viewers, and that was a radio show. So that way, all our rehearsals we're doing over Zoom, so it's all just virtual, and then when we actually perform it live, they'll be at microphones that are distance 6 feet apart, so they're not coming into contact, but they can still interact and give a full performance.
And in that regard, does that make it a period piece? Is it sort of like...
Well, we're setting it in the like a 1930s radio, golden age of radio sort of setting.
Big microphones and all that.
Yeah.
Cool. And fedoras, do you find enough fedoras, or people didn't wear them inside?
Well, it was more of kind of like when they were in the recording studio, it wasn't that formal, so they're like, in their shirt sleeves and suspenders and stuff, but still definitely, cool. In costume. Yeah.
Well, tell me about the challenges of trying to rehearse, via social media or Zoom, or that had to be difficult. Did you get the whole cast on there doing that?
Yeah, we have the whole cast all there at once. And it's a new experience. We're only 1 week into rehearsal so far, so we're still kind of getting a feel for it. But so far, it's been fantastic.
And tell us about the cast. Are they TCC students here in Chesapeake, or are they from around? Or
it's a mixture of both. Okay. We have some familiar faces, some old pros that have done it for years and years, and then some people who've never done a play before at all. Some TCC students, and it's pretty exciting for them, I think, to be jumping into this, and they're doing a fantastic job.
Awesome. Yeah. And so it is a radio. It's like a radio show, but it's going live via. How are you broadcasting it then?
So it'll be live on Facebook, and you can go to roper.tcc.edu to register for tickets, so you can watch it live. And also, it will be rebroadcast on this station in the future.
Yeah, we will be rebroadcasting that in its entirety throughout the fall season. So you can go to cityofchesapeake.net to pick that up and find all the multiple air times. But getting back to the play at hand, because the play's the thing.
Yes.
Tell us about. Is it? Shoot, I totally forgot what I was going to ask.
I can talk about the cast a little more.
Do that.
Yeah, one thing that we usually in Shakespeare, when we do Shakespeare at TCC, is we have these really big casts, because there's usually about 20 cast members. For this one, since we wanted to keep the numbers very low, there's 7 cast members, and they're all playing multiple parts. So you'll be able to see them playing all these different types of characters.
And this is part of an overall sort of my voice, my thoughts, my arts sort of thing going on at TCC. Can you tell us anything about that?
Well, it's kind of our new initiative to find ways to do live theater and provide it for people when there's a global pandemic going on.
Right.
And so we'll be trying maybe more of that in the spring. We'll see how this goes, and we might try different sorts of plays on this kind of concept.
Right. And this isn't your first production as a director, it's right? But
No,
it's your first
I've directed 3 other shows at TCC.
Right, but it's your first Shakespeare.
My first Shakespeare, which is a little daunting.
What have you gotten out of that so far? You know.
It's just I love working with the actors. It's great because when you direct a play, you read the script and read the script and read the script, and you have your own concept for it and ideas, and then you get the actors in and they bring something totally new. And so it's a wonderful collaboration to have your expectations totally subverted and to see, oh, that's something I never could have thought of. And that's the great thing about theater is you just have a ton of talented people all working together on this one thing that you could never achieve alone.
Right. So you can tune in, even though you can't go, but it's on one night, but there's 2 performances?
Yes, it's on November 12th, and we'll be doing a 7 p.m. performance and a 9 p.m. performance.
All right.
And it runs about an hour and 10 minutes. Like, we really trimmed it down, so it moves.
Right. It is, well, that's a little bit more of the short attention span theater, I think. That's got to be one of the shortest.
Yeah. Well, also for radio, it helps if you keep it snappy because, you're not watching the actual live actions, per se, so you're just kind of informing it in your mind.
And wait, I've heard also on the street that actors cover more than one character. Is that right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Everyone's
which is
doubling
common
up.
in a radio drama or what?
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right, cool. What's the challenge of that?
Well, that's on the actors. Yeah. No, that is
Do you get them mixed up when you look at them? You know what I mean?
No, because they do make pretty strong characters. But that is the thing is like to make the characters not sound alike. So you're like, wait, is this person talking, or is this a new character? And that's something we're working on now. Is like really making those characterizations sharp and distinct.
Man, that sounds cool.
And all with your voice. Like it's a challenge.
Yeah. So that's September 12th, 7 and 9.
And November 12th.
I'm sorry, November 12th. How do people get involved? TCC Theater Shakespeare.
Your best contact would be Matt Goris. He's the head of the theater department there. You can contact him at mgoris@tcc.edu. If you want to get involved at all, we're always happy to have more hands on deck.
That's excellent, Logan. Thanks for coming, and we will see you there for much more Shakespeare. Thanks a lot for joining us, Logan, and thanks for joining us here on Peak Life. I'm Jim Hazel, and don't forget to tune in November 12th for Measure at Tidewater Community College's Shakespeare in the Grove production. We'll see you next time.